So I'm reading this book called Light is a New Black by Rebecca Campbell. There's an extract here that really stands out, and I'll explain why afterwards. We need more conscious people in power in all pockets of society. Perhaps you are called to work in one particular industry and then another. Don't be hard on yourself if you find that overnight you feel called to do something else. Nothing is ever wasted. Remember, your soul is always calling every single moment of the day. It's not a one-time deal. So many people don't know this, but I actually started my career working with kids with disabilities. I left university with a psychology degree. During university, I had no idea what I wanted to do. My dad kept saying to me, Roni, what are you going to do with your degree? And I was just like, I don't know, no idea. So I left and I worked with kids with disabilities because I'd done a year's worth of work experience while I was at uni, sorry. And I just really enjoyed it, and the job came up and I started doing it. So I do like one-to-ones and small group work with all kinds of children with kind of medium disabilities. And I did it for about, the first job I did it for about, I think it was about a year and a half. And then I just felt like being a learning assistant, although I loved it because you're constantly learning and it was so much variety. I loved it, but I kind of felt like there was more to me. So I actually spent a few months working as a lettings administrator at a estate agent. And I remember after 3 months, I was just like, this is not for me. So I went back to doing care work again. Then I worked in the community, worked with, again, people with disabilities. It was like a small 6-month project I was managing, which again, I really enjoyed. But then there was a big change in my life. And by the time I got back to working, the jobs that I was doing, had been doing previously, weren't available to me anymore. There'd been a change in government, and this meant that the kind of children I worked with before, who were kind of medium, moderate kind of disabilities, they weren't getting any kind of funding anymore. So I had to completely change. I'd been blogging for a few months. I'd had like a fashion blog, and when I was looking for jobs, the only kind of jobs I could actually get were ones in digital marketing. So that's how I fell into digital marketing. But along the way, I had so many jobs. Digital marketing, I started in 2009, and I just remember feeling like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I just stick to one job? Like, other people could be in jobs for like 5 years, 10 years, 2 years. And I think the longest job I've been in has been about 2.5 years. And the only reason I stayed in it for that long was because I knew I was going to get married and move to Leicester. But the thing is that what I realized most recently is that there was nothing wrong with me. I just needed more. I'm somebody who has a very creative mind, and this is something I've only actually noticed or realized in the last few years, probably since I started my own business. But I'm always trying to do like 10 things at once. And like, I really thought something was wrong with me. Like, I really thought, like, why can't I be like other people? And I used to go into these jobs and often take sickies, and often just feel like, okay, been here for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, had enough, need to change. And I actually felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like there was actually seriously something wrong with me. What I didn't realize was that there was nothing wrong. I'm just not the kind of person that can just live by other people's rules. I need to be able to live by my own rules, and I need the variety, and I need the not consistency. I need variety, and I need like constant change in order to be happy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say during this. That's why I'm sharing this. But if you're like me and you have done lots of different jobs and you're constantly seeking and looking and searching, there's nothing wrong with you at all. This is very, 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 very normal. Even now when I work for myself, I'm still doing lots of things at once. And actually, that's just the way I work. I'm just not one of those kind of people who just sits down and just focuses on one thing. I just love doing lots of stuff. It makes me actually quite happy. Means that also I'm quite, can be quite, what's the word? Not just creative, but it means that I've constantly got all these ideas on my mind, and I'm always coming up with new things. And actually, I think that is just a really, really positive thing, not a negative thing. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that little part of my story with you, actually, because I was reading this book And I was just thinking, like, the amount of people out there who must think that going from one job to another job is a bad thing when actually it's absolutely fine. So I thought I'd just share that with you. Book is pretty good. Have a look. It's here. Also, on my new website, if you haven't had a look yet, I've shared loads of books there that I've read and that I 100% recommend. So go and take a look. But I'll share some of these again. I'll share these more often, actually, these little bits of my story, because I think it's quite interesting. And I hope you can relate to it. And I hope if you're somebody who, like me, used to move around a lot, you can just realize that that's normal and fine. That's it. But I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.